Welcome to the House of Justice, where truth is served, presented by YB Entertainment TV. My supporters are called the jury, and I am the judge and executioner, honey, and my rulings are absolute and final. Yes, God.
I don't want to hear none of that shit. None of it.
But this is a message for the kids. Even if your internet doesn't, we got you. Yes, God.
Inhale and exhale, bitch. And your father. And we ask that you bring up a brain. If she only had a brain. If she only had a brain, amen, she could thank for her motherfucking self.
And why the White House booming at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning? Because, bitch, we is here, honey. Bitch, because we can't go to Bella Noche, so where can we go?
Oh, Lord, I apologize. I just get so spirited when we trying to save these motherfuckers. What happened again? I'm a different breed, honey. Hello, God. I'm a queen of queens. I've been there and done that, bitch.
Hello.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you have not done so by now, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. You know, help push the doll into the algorithms. Thank you so much. If you want to go a step further, you can hit the notification bell, and that will update you each and every time I'm uploading something new. Couple things I wanted to talk about while I am driving to a couple of places, okay? The first thing I wanted to talk about is I was watching the Armand Wiggins show. Shout out to him. I do enjoy his show, although sometimes I don't agree with some of his views, but at the end of the day, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinions, their thoughts, and their perspectives on whatever it is they want to talk about. Amen. But he recently did a show talking about Willow Smith coming out on Red Table Talk, talking about that she is polyamorous. And, you know, but I don't want to talk about just that in particular. He posed the question or the thought that why is it that this new generation feels the need to kind of push the envelope on things that traditional things that should be like kept sacred. Like why is this new generation always trying to kind of like be this free-spirited kind of, you know, just basically changing the standards of what we deem as traditional. Like, why is it? But that's basically what I'm more focused on. So I have a response to that, or just really a thought, some commentary on that particular thing. I think that that's what evolution demands. When you look at the history of humanity, you see that there are these instances, mostly in the generations, where there is this constant fight and struggle to change the old way of doing things. After all, that is how we progress as people. That is the basic definition, in my opinion, of what evolution is about. It's about changing. It's about adapting. It's about moving forward. You know, there are many, you know, meanings to it, but I believe that that's the sole meaning of it, is like, bitch, in order to become anew, we have to shed ourselves of the old ways. Because a lot of times, even nowadays, when you look at traditional things, they don't work in this particular time period. That's what an adaptation is for, to evolve and change and mold according to what the times are doing. You know, like I was just talking to Cat's Meow recently about how I feel so offended because when I was growing up, I used to get teased and picked on for wearing tight clothes, for wanting to have a purse or some type of handbag. Okay, but nowadays, you ain't popping if you ain't got some skinny jeans on with all your ass showing, bitch. If you're a man, hello God. You ain't popping if you don't have a Gucci satchel, honey. Hello God. They have whole designer bags for men, the size of Birkins, the size of fucking suitcases, for crying out loud. You know, the jeans are so tight nowadays, you have straight niggas wondering why gay niggas are looking at their booty. Because sagging, if anything, is one of the most desperate slaps in the face to the gay community. So it's just like all of these things nowadays are acceptable, which really weren't praised when I was growing up. So that just goes to show that even though I'm pissed off about this shit, but whatever, I'm glad that I'm alive to see that type of change and acceptance, that people are no longer, you know, trying to label you or disrespect you based on your fashions. So, you know, we need the generations to continue to push the envelope of change. And yes, I do believe that there comes a time where we have to realize that the old ways, a lot of times, they don't work. They don't work for this time period. Because the old ways also would require us to be silent. The old ways would require us to be these fucking quiet ass people who are just accepting the rule, the law, the standard of society. That's boring. And that's conformity. Even the Bible frowns on conformity of the world. So we need free thinkers. We need independent, you know, bitches that have original thoughts, that aren't just molding to what society deems to be the standard of the times. Fuck that shit. If it wasn't for situations like Woodstock, you know, that whole love, freedom, love type of shit back in the day, a lot of people would still be stifled, nasty, rigid motherfuckers. There are moments in time, if you really look at history and humanity's growth, you'll see that there were major moments in almost each generation where there was a type of, people would call it a rebellious kind of nature. Girl, we need that. In almost every culture, actually, every culture all across the world throughout history has experienced the same thing. It's needed, required, and desired for humanity's progression. Evolution demands it. So that's all I have to say on that particular subject matter. Hold on. And can we be honest here? And if it wasn't for that need that evolution has in order to change the old ways, hello God, I don't think we'd be as free as gay people today. So Armand Wiggins, that goes to you. If it wasn't for the people that came before us that said enough is enough, we wouldn't be able to be so free in who we are today. We would still be persecuted, we would be hunted, we would be killed. So we need people that think outside of the box and that actually take up causes and fight for them no matter what society is, you know, gonna do and say to them. If it wasn't for Martin Luther King and that generation pushing the envelope, civil rights would have never really fucking happened, girl. We would all still be in subjugation right now, girl. Hello? Malcolm X, all the girls. I mean, excuse me, my bad. No disrespect. Y'all know how I am, child. But yeah, anyway, that's that on that. Also, yeah, let's get going, girl, because, yeah. I also wanted to talk about Janet Mock and her whole situation real quick, too, child. For those of you that don't know, Janet Mock is an executive producer / writer on the hits FX series called Pose. It's going into its 3rd season, which airs Sunday, the May 2nd at 10 p.m. on FX. And this is going to be the final season of Pose. And I don't really want to get too much into it, but I just had a couple of thoughts. So recently, she kind of went on this crazy ass rant during a speech she had at the premiere, I guess the premiere of season 3 of Pose. They had like a premiere party or whatever. and she did like a 15-minute speech, honey. And honey, mama was going the fuck in on the industry, girl. And she was told the girls that she's only getting paid a certain amount of like $40,000 an episode or whatever, which I think is actually pretty good. But hold on, all of that good stuff. But I don't even want to get into that part of it too much, or the fact that, you know, she also told Lil Poppy, honey, that she was cheating on his ass girl with one of the girls that work at the goddamn in the back office of Pose Girl or whatever. Also, she was calling out Ryan Murphy, and he was standing, I guess he was standing right next to the girl or whatever. But basically, all in all, I don't even, all of that is great and fine or whatever. People are going to have their commentary on it. But I wanted to say this. Janet Mock girl, I'm going to pull up a funky Don Eva reference, okay? I remember Funky Don Eva saying several times, you have to be able to leave the door open. When you're about to exit, your job, your legacy should be to always leave the door open for someone like you to be able to come through it as well. I'm paraphrasing, but basically, like, girl, you just went the fuck in, and I believe, correct me in my ignorance, please, if I'm wrong, okay? Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Janet Mock is the only trans woman to be at the level that she's at in the entertainment industry. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know of any other trans woman that wields the kind of power that Janet Mock, because I believe, didn't Netflix also give her like a creative deal or some shit? Like, the girl is revered. Well, she was. I don't know how they're going to look at her now, but it just seems like you squandered. And I hate to group this, because let's be real here. When they look at one of us, they look at all of us. Amen? And it's unfortunate that the world has their fucked up viewpoints like that, but it's the truth. I truly feel like by her going the fuck off the way that she did, you made it damn near next to impossible for the next girl to come through the same door that you went through. Humble thyself, baby girl. The industry only allows one of each kind of like fucked up kind of social group to get in there, girl. Let's be honest here. So you probably just set the trans community, the girls who are that you inspired, that are in college right now, that are getting their fucking journalism degrees or their writing degrees or their producer degrees or whatever you need to be accredited in that realm. Girl, what the hell is that? Bitch, you are wetting me up. You don't even work here and you're watering these people's plants. Anyway, fucking bitch. Anyway, I just feel like it's a great disrespect and to the girls that are coming before you. Can I just be real? I know that may be an unpopular opinion, but whatever. That's just how I really feel. You can't do that. You basically just closed the door. You sealed the door so no girls can come behind you at this moment. And if I was Lil Poppy, honey, I would leave the fuck out of your ass, bitch. Because we could have did that privately, girl. You just embarrassed the whole fuck out of me, honey. So, whatever juice you were on that day, girl, get your life together, bitch. Get your life together, girl. And one thing I also wanted to add as well is I kind of low-key feel the vibe and where she was coming from. Noah's Ark only got, if you ask me, 1.5 seasons. And they weren't really cohesive enough for me, to be honest with you. They didn't even look the part, but bitch, they had such a strong fan base, girl. Such a strong fan base. And they still canceled that girl. Queer as Folk got about 8 motherfucking seasons, girl. The white version of Noah's Ark got 8 seasons, girl. And that shit was a cute little show, but girl, it was boring overall. It didn't have the pizzazz that bitch motherfucking Noah's Ark had, honey, okay? The L Word, I guess the white lesbian version of a Noah's Ark, girl, got so many fucking seasons, girl. Pose only gets 3. And I'm going to be real with you. I did low-key hear in the beginning of Pose that it really wasn't going to surpass the pilot season. But somewhere in the middle, it jumped up in popularity. So they ended up going for a season 2. That's what I heard during the whole Pose, craze in the beginning. Was like, it was popular, but it wasn't gaining enough attention for them to want to renew for a season 2. So low-key, be grateful it did survive to a season 3. It is a great show, but I will say this, it's a particular show that not everyone is, that the majority of the people that watch television are not going to be exactly into, because they cannot relate. This is very specific. And although the world is progressing and we're changing in a better way when it comes to acceptance of all the LGBT, members and things of that nature, it's still touchy when you're seeing these things take place, visibly on your television. I love the show. I think it really touches on some, very important subject matters. I think it's letting the girls know their history. And I also think that it is leading the way for, trans acceptance in our country and around the world, because people get to finally visibly see the plight of that particular life. So I do get where Janet Mock was coming from in her anger and vitriol, but girl, there's always a way to do it. Shut the fuck up. And let's be honest, 40 grand an episode, what is that, like $400,000? They do an average of 10 episodes. Bitch, that's great for starting out, knowing that the trans girls are not even getting those types of opportunities. So, I don't know, girl. I'm on the fence about the whole Janet Mock thing, but I do get her. But at the same time, I just feel like, girl, you just fucked it up, girl, for the girls that's trying to come after you, girl. That's all I'm saying. Anything else I want to talk about? Real quick, speaking of just, all these things, I don't know how I'm relating this, but it just hit me. Fran, another thing that I did forget to kind of like talk about in my conversation about Chasing LA was he talked about, the open relationship that he has with his partner, and how the partner basically, didn't abide by the rules of the open relationship. So I guess Fran came home from work one day, child, and he found one of his partner's concubines, child, in the goddamn closet. And he just felt like his partner violated the rules of their relationship. And you know what? I get it, girl. I truly do. But I feel like when you walk in those spaces, another conversation me and Catsby had, and he had a wonderful, rebuttal to me on it, and I actually wholeheartedly agree with it. But I do feel like you low-key leave the door open for your partner to kind of step out on you, because and you're talking to a bitch who I'm not actually against loving more than one person, because I do feel like it is very possible. But you and the main person, your husband, your partner, whoever, y'all motherfuckers need to be totally in sync with one another in order for an open relationship or any threesomes or inviting anyone into your bedroom is going to be successful. Because in the moment it may be successful, but bitch, there's residual failures that come with that too. I.e., you catching another bitch in your house when they ain't supposed to be there. Once you start giving those, free-for-all moments, girl, any attention, and let's say your relationship begins to kind of dwindle with your main partner, they're going to seek out something else. So again, being totally in sync with one another is the only way to truly make something like that successful. I don't have a problem with it, do you? But also don't get mad, girl. You know, well, then again, people are entitled to their feelings. Especially, I guess, yeah, like Cat's Meow said, if they had a prior, you know, discussion and agreement, then, you know, I get it. But I also feel like, girl, human nature is to always push back on what the current rule is. Girl, girl, I almost ran into a bitch. Ooh, excuse me, honey. That was totally my fault. But yeah, honey, but that's just my 2 cents on that. But y'all just continue to be safe out there. That's all I gotta say in those situations. Just be safe, conduct yourself accordingly, and, you know, just try your best. But again, being in sync, being as one, is the only way to truly make those types of situations successful. I know I just probably repeated myself 1,000 times, but girl, whatever. Okay, girl. Y'all be blessed and never stressed. Have a great day, honey. All right. And I'll holler at y'all later. To my will, like there's more than one person here. I told you, girl, I got a couple bitches living in my head. They come out when they want to, girl. All right, y'all. I'll holler. Bye.